I think here in this episode, Walt is reaping what he has sowed. And I think the wind, so to speak, has gone out of Walt's sails here.
Mr. White, the car's been dealt with, sir.
When Walt killed Mike, even he, on some level, was surprised by his own actions.
I didn't know what he was feeling. And then I realized he's got it so buried and calloused over. It's like this rock.
It had to be done.
Okay.
He's crossed a bridge too far. And Walt no longer has Jesse. I think that hits Walt harder than he even thinks it should.
So what do we do?
We? Who's we?
When Walt reveals that, listen, you said that you're out, get out of here. It's like a reality check. This is what Jesse wanted, but really Walt's not gonna help protect him?
It was almost like, in a sense, a childish move. It was like, I'm gonna take my ball and I'm gonna go home. I don't need him at all. What do I need him for? I'm Heisenberg, I don't need anybody. But he does, he needs Jesse. And Jesse means a lot to Walt.
What do you know about the Czech Republic?
Lydia, who Walt clearly was gonna knock off, makes herself important yet again.
They've never seen anything like your product. You'll blow their hair back.
Pride, again, makes him buy into that. And so he goes onward. And Todd does a pretty good job of filling Jesse's shoes. And the money is coming in. But as the episode progresses, he's kind of going through the motions. It's kind of like the old TV commercial, time to make the donuts, you know, time to make the meth.
We've been thinking, Hank and I, that maybe time to take the kids home.
Skylar's completely blindsided at that moment when Marie tells her that it's time.
I'm worried that we're enabling them. And I think that Marie also believes in her heart that there's a lot of love between Skylar and Walt and that they're going to make it.
And while, of course, in her heart, that's what Skylar would want more than anything is, of course, for her children to come home and for her to be with them every day, she's still terrified. So it really is just about, okay, what's the next step? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Take a drive with me.
That's her real last-ditch effort to say, can we get out of this now?
A few seasons back, Walt said he needed $737,000. And if I can leave them at least that, I've won. Now he is well surpassed that.
How much is this?
I have no earthly idea.
She's just a protector of just an enormous bale of paper that is of no real use to them. And I think he sees reason coupled with the fact that, you know what, this just ain't fun anymore.
Please tell me. How much is enough? How big does this pile have to be?
Perhaps it is just the enormity of seeing this massive hunk of money. It's already been split. This is mine. What do we do? I don't know. What am I working for again?
I'm out.
You know, our marriage has taken a bumpy road, and sometimes it smooths out.
Skylar is first thinking, I've heard it before.
I'm out.
And then he says it again. She searches his face and she sees that he's sincere. And I think it's the first time that she's felt any kind of hope in a very long time that she can have her family back.
But I've heard it's very...
This is a show that's ended with moments like a guy getting his face half blown off, a giant jetliner crashing to Earth.
Could you put some more sunscreen on Holly?
What kind of ending is this for the first half of the season? What kind of cliffhanger is this moment?
We're all outside enjoying ourselves. Walt's tied everything up.
This is so typical in Breaking Bad fashion that something so important is found out by a guy sitting on the crapper.
In search of some reading matter, Hank reaches behind him in Walt's own bathroom, and I guess the best way to put it, it is quite figuratively and literally an oh shit moment. Because this is, all joking aside, the single biggest revelation. You got to think of Hank's entire life.
He realizes that Walt is Heisenberg. Cut. You gotta wait.
I didn't see the cliffhanger coming at all.
It's just such a setup for the final 8 hours of the show.
What we've been waiting for is the confrontation between Hank and Walt.
Tagging trees is a lot better than chasing monsters.
Now I know he's Heisenberg, but he doesn't know that I know he's Heisenberg.
Walter White?
His breath is hot on Walt's neck.
We were in the process, my writers and I, of coming up with the plot for the final 8 episodes.
It'll be a fast, crazy ride to the end.
I would not tune out now if I were you.
You got me.
AMC's Breaking Bad. New episodes premiere Sunday nights at 10 only on AMC. For more exclusive video, go to amctv.com.
You know, I gotta be straight with you, man. Taking out all these guys is doable. But hitting them in 3 separate jails all within 2 minutes? I mean, whacking bin Laden wasn't this complicated.
As we know from previous episodes, there are now 10 people that actually know who Heisenberg really is.
This scene is about Walt hiring a gang of white supremacists to off the mall. 3 different prisons, 2 minutes, 10 guys.
It's gonna be tight. Real tight.
All right, once again, everybody goes on action. Here we go.
This has been a great challenge.
It's a massive undertaking, and it's my fault. This prison has been abandoned for a couple of years. Before this place was cleaned up, there were thousands of dead cockroaches on the floor.
There are no lights in here, so everything that we have to do, we've had to do from scratch. It makes it way more difficult than to go into a facility that has at least lights and water and things like that.
We're very fortunate to be able to shoot anywhere we want in this closed down jail, and on different floors there's different looks. The jail that we're in right now is MDC, which is a blue and white prison. You'll see in other parts of the prison that we've painted it yellow, and other parts we've painted it orange and tan. So we are able to sell that we're in different places.
I'm incredibly impressed with the crew. We have tons of extras. They all have to be tatted up. They all have to be in uniform.
Swastikas there across, it's just makeup. That's all there is to it. I'm actually a special ed teacher.
We had to design all these tattoos from scratch to make sure that they all cleared, to make sure they weren't actually associated with any group that might come and do us physical bodily harm.
Cut. Should have shot it. That was great, you guys. Awesome. Okay, let's do it.
What's going on today mostly is lots of blood, lots of shivs, and the occasional board game for the guys that are just sitting in the background. As you can see, this is a spoon handle or a fork handle. This is actually a retractable shiv for safety. Pokes a little bit, but not too bad.
When we use any of the retractable shivs, I'm really careful. A lot of people I've seen on sets fool around with them. They even stab their necks, which I would never do.
This is a safety chest piece that we made out of a special plastic called Aquaplast, so that when they gig them with their shanks, they won't hurt them.
Put blood on him, please.
All right, blood bag. Put the blood bag.
Here we go. Action.
Okay, I can't talk long. Tell the kids to come up and
Cut it. That was awesome. Woo.
Cutting. All right, here we go. We're set and background action. We fill in the background players, but we don't really put them in the stunts. I had one of the stuntmen get thrown over a railing, and he lands on a cardboard box catcher. Cardboard is a lot softer than you think if you prepare it the right way. I've had friends go 100 feet in cardboard boxes.
We're burning a guy, and we burned him on stage last night. They shot from above so they could see the fire come across the floor and engulf him. Today we're gonna simulate that inside the real prison. We're gonna have fantail burners. We're gonna run propane through here. We got propane bottles, hoses, gauges, valves. We're putting a little fire paste on you put right along the edge, and we would light this up, and this is basically our pilot light for the propane, and the propane would come out of this entire slit right here and make a nice big fantail. One part of it will be a stuntman.
Everybody clear back. Be where you're going to be when we're shooting.
I'll have a bar in between the stuntman and the door. They're gonna throw some flaming debris in, and we'll do a big fire.
Cutting.
That's a cut. They go to the burn we did last night. And that's a cut. We're also gonna aim these out the window and in front of this window here. And then they're outside as the two bad guys are walking away, showing this burning as if he's engulfed in flame and dead.
It can be done exactly how I want it.
We're all very influenced by The Godfather, and we hold it in great reverence. This does have that feeling to it.
Figure it out.
Lighting something dark is not necessarily making it dark. We did a day exterior inside the White House the other day, and it's almost completely black, the frame. It's dark, it's silhouette-y, but yet there are little punches of light here and there that help define the frame. That is completely intentional, and it's all by design.
It's an absolute homage to The Godfather. Walt is the architect of all this carnage, and he is unmoved by it, untouched by it, and can simply stand in his dining room looking out at the pool while 10 people die at his whim.
Yes.
It's done.
AMC's Breaking Bad. New episodes premiere Sunday nights at 10 only on AMC. For more exclusive video, go to amctv.com.